Hey guys, how's it going? This is Stephanie Chic, and I am here with your weekly Stop, Drop, and Film. Always anchored in with a life and spiritual coach angled topic to help you guys this week. And this week we're going to talk about something really, really fun, and it's otherwise known as intuition. Who's excited about that right off the bat? Who got excited about the title of this video? Intuition's something that I've been super connected to most of my life, but haven't been using. And I was just so excited to discuss that topic with you guys and give you guys some chic cheat pointers. I'm out here in nature, as you can see, with these humongous trees. Just over out in Hudson in Quebec, basically still on summer holiday, coming off of a few solid days by the lake out in the Muskoka Lakes out in North Ontario, which was my first time there, and it was just incredible. So how are you guys doing? How does intuition make you guys feel? That's what I wanted to kind of get a feel for with you guys a little bit. For me, intuition was something that I never honored, but always spoke to me. It always helped me make these bigger choices in life, and it was always this voice within me, but I was never really able to tap into it until I was. And there was a turning point for me when I was able to tap into it, and it was really back in February when I had decided I was going to be a teacher, guys. And I had applied to get into school to do a master's in teaching, and gotten accepted, and there was like a little voice inside of me, and it was just like, life coach, life coach, life coach. And I was like, how am I going to explain that to people that I still want to be a life coach? How is that speaking to me? How am I going to put that into words when I really got accepted into an amazing school, McGill, where I'd also done my undergrad, and that there were a lot of people who were really proud and excited, and including myself, to be honest, that I was able to accomplish that. And then one day I was sitting there and I was like looking at it, at the options online. I remember being like, maybe I can do life coach certification and do my master's in teaching, because it was a master's I was accepted for. And it was late night, and there was a flicker, and it just happened so quick. And ever since then, there's been no looking back. And that was really the turning point of my intuition for me, and how intuition has been my guiding light and my guiding energy. And I remember just thinking, sitting there, and I caught myself trying to do two things. And I was doing two things because I was trying to make everyone else happy, and I was trying to make myself happy. And what I was trying to do was I was trying to do my master's in teaching English, and I was trying to become a life coach. And I figured if I did both those things, I could make everyone happy. The reality is you can't make everyone happy. You need to make yourself happy. And I caught myself in that moment, and I was like, whoa, what are you doing right now? Guess what? You're 6 months into your burnout, leaving an industry of 10 years of working in fashion, and now you're still trying to do the thing that's going to make everyone else happy and yourself happy. What is going to make you happy? And I was like, I'm going to be a life coach. And here we are, found the program, and there was no looking back, got certified. And I have been leading people through my life coaching practice and my Chic Flow method into a life of self-love and self-worth and empowerment, mostly women who enroll with me. And it has just been the most gratifying experience I have ever lived, the most incredible journey. And all of this because I listened to my intuition. I had to had some very hard conversations with some very important people in my life, including myself, and just to kind of let them know that I had made that choice and face my huge fear of disappointing them. And I started living my life at that moment, not only by intuition, but I started living my life for myself. So intuition, guys, is something that plays a huge, huge, huge role in my life. It is a gift that I've been able to tap into it, and I want to share how I do that with you guys today, because I get a lot of questions about intuition. Not surprisingly, I think a lot of people who speak about intuition get these questions, and it is a gift. I will tell you that. I've always felt empathic, and that I have this kind of sixth sense, which is actually exactly what it is. So intuition, guys, is sixth sensory. It's a sixth sensory experience. Five sensory people are the logic-minded people, and they are going to tell you that you should take the logical way. And they're kind of going to put down and devalue your sixth sensory, there's so many flies, sorry, experience and your intuition, which if you're an empath, if you're a healer, if you're anybody who resonates just with that notion of intuition and you know what that navel compass and that gut feeling is, you are a sixth sensory person. And the first step to acknowledging our intuition, guys, is really about recognizing what intuition feels like within us. So when you're watching this video, one of the takeaways I want you guys to have is really to think about, like, what does intuition mean to me? What does it feel like for me? And if you can sense that you've kind of got this sixth sensory intuition within you, let's look at how you can empower that inner voice so that it can help you make these crucial life choices, because it is basically when you're at a fork in the road in your life, and just even when you're not, day-to-day choices, it is of huge value, because that guiding voice, that inner instinct, respecting that inner voice is really going to help you make some of the best decisions of your life, and some of the ones that you're never ever going to look back on. So intuition helped me become a life coach, and it also helps me day to day now that I've been using it to empower my life. It also helps me day to day make decisions, even when I'm faced with a very five sensory, logical minded husband. Nick and I have a really beautiful relationship, and I am faced even up until the life coaching experience where he was just questioning it, and I had to like go with my intuition, and I'm constantly just going with my gut on things now, and I have empowered my intuition to the point of no return, and I would love to share that with you guys. To be fair as well, if you guys are five sensory people watching this and you're like, I want to learn how to use my intuition, I want to learn what intuition is about, I want to hear what these people are like doing and what this little voice is and what this feels like, you can absolutely empower that. There are definitely ways to do that. You can reach out to me and I can help you. The first thing, guys, that you want to do when it comes to your intuition, though, is you really want to look at what brings you joy in life. The things that bring you joy are going to be the activities that are really going to spark your intuitive voice. Those are going to be the spaces and the places where you're going to feel the most connected to your intuition. There's inner child theory as well, which you guys can go back and watch one of the videos that I've done on my channel about inner child theory and how that also speaks to the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of fulfillment, and what is going to give us the greatest amount of joy in our life, and how we can work with our inner child in order to access that information, in order to tap into that. And our inner child is also going to help us access our intuition. Joy in life, guys, when you think about things that bring you joy, those are moments when your intuition is guiding you as well, right? Often in our adulthood, we don't have as much time to do things that bring us joy, or we don't make enough place in our schedules, in our hectic schedules nowadays, to do things that bring us joy. And that's because we're busier than ever. Things are moving faster than ever. And that is also why people are having burnouts, anxiety, issues around fulfillment a lot quicker than that midlife crisis that used to happen to, I'm in my 30s, so our parents' generation, for all of us 90s teenagers. Another thing that you can be doing in order to spark your intuition, guys, is really around mindful activities and mindfulness. So journaling, yoga, sitting in silence, doing things alone. When was the last time you did something alone? If you're doing something alone for yourself now, guys, and you've already got that into your routine, kudos to you, because that's really going to help you. It's going to spark that inner voice that's going to speak to you and tell you what you should be doing with your life, or it's going to help you find the answers to questions that you're maybe wondering right now. Our time alone is crucial because it's going to help us connect with our vibration that's all up here, all around this area. Even though it's navel compass related intuition, that vibration where you're going to get that download from an answer of what you should be doing, guys, is really going to happen when you're on this frequency. And this frequency, how you tap into that, is in time alone, in time during meditation, during yoga, during any kind of movement. You know, like people will say that their greatest ideas come from, how many of you watching this have had like a really powerful workout and you just leave on such a high? Like for instance, when I used to do spinning classes, I haven't done them in a while, those beat spin classes, because of my erratic schedule these days in moving cities and trying to get a new flow in life, but spinning used to really give me that burst of inspiration where I had downloads almost at every single spin class, where I just left so empowered with so many creative ideas, with just like, I need to act on this, I need to do this now. My intuition was on high vibration when I would do these like high power exercises. It's interesting how I can have the same downloads from slower workouts, from slower movement in my life, from something like going for a walk in nature, from something like being at the lake for the last few days, from something like attending a hot yoga class. Just slowing down can bring me as much fulfillment in terms of tapping into my best inner resources, as a high intensity workout. So these are also activities that bring me joy. And therein is also tied to why I get this like kind of this high from it, because I'm so happy in these moments, and also why that's where I'm empowering my creative muscle and my intuitive muscle. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. In terms of intuition, guys, intuition is really like a muscle. So like my experience back in February where I had this burst and it was kind of like a fork in the road, and I was like, whoa, I hear my intuition, I hear it so loud, and like that's it right there. It was a flicker of a moment, but oh my goodness, was it present. And I was in a space where I was finally able to listen to it and empower it. And empower it I've been doing, and now like a muscle, I have empowered and muscled up my intuition to the point where, through working it out and through giving it that respect and that voice to speak to me, it's so much more present in my life. And my intuition and I are on the same vibrational wavelength. So now I don't approach it with fear, guys. I approach it with the utmost respect, and I listen to it without a doubt in my mind. So that's another thing that I want to talk to you guys about, is the fear aspect of it, because often people aren't acting on their intuition, or we aren't acting on our intuition, and I've been there, because of the fear associated with the unknown. So what happens with intuition is people will hear it, and they'll hear it speak to them, and they'll get that kind of voice or that feeling. You know, when people say like, oh, I just have a feeling that this is happening, but we won't act on it. And we won't act on it because there's a fear of acting on something that's the unknown, and we want our intuition often to tell us the answer, to tell us the outcome. But that's kind of the secret, guys, and that's kind of the magic of our intuition, is it's not going to tell you the answers. That's not at all what it's about. What it's going to do is it's going to guide you when you respect it and when you trust it fully, because you know that it has led you to such a fulfilled, happy, successful place prior, that you're going to favor it over any other logical decision. That's when you're going to eliminate the fear out of that intuition. It's not by hoping that it's going to give you an answer. Intuition does not predict the future. What it does is it guides you in past, present moments, and it gives you insight into a future decision, insight into what the best decision for your future is. It really is this very unique, magical kind of notion, intuition, and it really does connect us with something that is bigger than us, and it is that feeling that you can't put your finger on, and that notion that you know is speaking to you, but that you're maybe not honoring. So recently, one of the ways that it was speaking to me, my intuition was, it just kept coming back to me. It was like, hire a coach, hire a coach, hire a coach. I am a coach, but it was telling me, you have to hire a coach. And it's like, it's as small as that, but it's so present. And I don't know what that's going to bring me. I know that it's speaking to me, and that I'm like, I feel like I need to hire a coach. I feel like I could use a coach in my life. I feel like I know I'm a coach, and I know I'm helping others. It'd be nice to maybe flip the table and be on the other side of things and hire a coach. I want a coach. So I listened to my intuition. I hired a coach. So far, so good. It's going great. And I'm super happy that I hired a coach. And I found a coach that actually had fallen into my lap through social media and through videos that they were posting. And I felt really connected to their vibe and their voice. And it resonated with me. And I had been following them for a while. And so much like some people have hired me through my social streams, because they connect with me, I was like, when I got the download, like, you've got to hire a coach, right away I knew Ryan's my coach. I'm hiring Ryan. So that's how it happens, guys. It's really important to not repress our intuition when we're hearing it. Because if we're repressing it, that's coming from a place of fear and we're fearing our intuition. And that's really not going to help you favor it, and it's not going to help you grow that intuitive muscle. And I can tell you firsthand that if your intuition is speaking to you, chances are you are empathic, you are highly, highly intuitive, and you are a healer, and you've got this gift that can help you reach the most fulfilled life and live your most fulfilled life. If you would honor that intuition and practice it, you would find this freedom just in trusting yourself and knowing your self-worth so much better and so much stronger than ever before. I have to, condition, reprogram myself, because the world we live in is not, the Western world does not favor any kind of intuitive process. And it's always like, tell me a little bit about that. Explain that to me. Why are you doing that? Are you sure about that? There's constant challenges from logical minds all around us. But finally, at 35 years old, I have learned to put myself and my intuition, and that I know myself best, first. And that is what I help my clients achieve as well in my Chic Flow Method program. And it is a really, really poignant and successful way of living our life. So I would love to hear from you guys. Tell me how intuition speaks to you guys. Tell me how you guys are working with it. Tell me how you guys are struggling with it. I answer questions about once a day from followers who ask me, how can I tap into my intuition stuff? Like, what's the deal with intuition? How do I know when it's speaking to me? And how can I stop struggling with the seesawing of like wanting to trust it but fearing it? So don't be shy. Reach out to me. I'd love to give you some feedback on that. I'd love to help you. And that's why I'm here, really. I'm here to serve. And that's why I do these videos. It's another intuitive download where I just woke up one morning and I was like, I've got to get out there and show people how my life has changed from working from a place of self-love and self-worth, and doing that work in my own life, and how I can help them reach that same fulfillment and those same tools, and be a partner for people, an accountability partner as well in life, to help them reach their fulfilled living and higher purpose. And I've been doing that successfully for a few months now with clients. And these videos really aim to give you guys a taste of what I can help you work on. And this week's download is all about intuition. So how are we prioritizing our intuition? How are we working on that? How are we making it happen? And how are we seeing the magic in fulfilled living out of honoring our intuition? Let me know, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's Stop, Drop, and Film by Stephanie Chic. You can reach me facebook.com/Stephanie Chic Fan. I post these videos weekly every single Wednesday, and I look forward to your feedback. Give me a like, drop me a comment below, and share this video, please, with anybody that you think could benefit from a little intuitive insight. I'd be happy to help and share my message. Have a chic day, babes, and I will catch you next week.